All right, so we are back in action. Got to get my mic and shit set up here, but we're doing an upper day today. I haven't done one of these in a super long time for you guys, so I figured why not. Let's come hit it up again. We're gonna start with some tricep extension. You guys know it's kind of my go-to right now, given the fact that it is like a severe weak point on me. So it's definitely something that really needs to come up. So that's why you guys know I'm always putting these at the very beginning. Now I've actually made a couple tweaks and a couple changes with these that I think you guys will find kind of interesting if you do care about really getting the most out of your tricep extensions. So obviously for a while I was running the whole like seatbelt meta kind of thing where I had like the seatbelt behind and I had the, you know, everything strapped in and all that. But to be honest guys, I feel like it's probably not worth it. The juice is not worth the squeeze, and obviously when you do that you have to increase the weight you're using by an awful lot. So it's almost like that's probably not even worth it because you have to increase the amount of weight that you're actually using by an awful lot there. So with this, at least for my current setup, I can run a lot lighter of a weight and just focus on actual performance and elbow comfort, which is a huge one for me, is having comfortable elbows. So I actually focus on doing the right things, which is actually extending the elbow. So that's really all the tricep is doing, right? So for you to come here and create this whole, you know, giant arrangement of crap to do just a very simple exercise, it probably becomes not worth it. And for me at least, I found it particularly not worth it because it was making me uncomfortable. So I was using a lot more weight, I was supinating, putting a lot of pressure kind of on my ulnar nerve over here, which is already causing me problems. So in order to alleviate that and to not fixate on that and not have that problem, with this current setup, I'm using a lot less weight and there's a lot less overall stress on my joints and tendons and all that kind of stuff. So I also moved the height of the stack. You guys know I used to do it all the way from the top. Now I do it down here and actually come out to the side. I'm still using the cuff. I know I'm in optimal lifting territory here. Oh no, with a cuff on an exercise. But this is pretty much the setup that I kind of mess with and that I like. So just getting comfortable, focusing on the actual extension of the elbow and getting ready for a working set. So pin is on 15. That's kind of the sweet spot that I like. And we're gonna do a working set. So last time I was here, I did, I believe it was 35 or 36 pounds. I have to remember exactly. Yeah, last time it was 36 and a half. That was at a different gym. So it's possible this is calibrated a bit differently. So we got 33 on the stack. We'll do, let's warm up at 33 for one rep just to make sure we're digging it. That's pretty close. It's pretty close. Again, you know, your goal at a certain point I feel like should be not to just ramp up the weight on tricep extensions, but rather to truly perform with good execution, with good form. And that I think is going to carry the most amount of weight long term for the health of your joints, tendons, ligaments, connective tissue, and just overall longevity in the experience. So I got 36 and a half for 6 last time. Now we got 37 pounds. So I should comfortably and nicely get this for 6 reps. Give it a run. Here we go. Tie in, lock in. Here we go. Let's do it. All right, that was 5. I definitely didn't have any more than that, so we're gonna keep running this and keep going. All right, so the next thing I've been doing on my sort of science-based upper day here is Kelso shrugs and upper back rows to this machine. This is my best setup here that I have right now. It's the Nautilus leverage row, it's really good. And I'll do 2 sets of Kelsos here. So I already did my triceps, 2 sets, Kelso 2 sets, and then 1 set of a wide grip row for convenience because I'm sitting here. Is it my favorite arm path ever? No. Is it my favorite resistance profile ever? No, but it's decent. It works and it gets the job done. And I'm here, it's convenient. So you guys know I like convenience when possible, to be as convenient with things as I can be. So that's why we're here at the leverage, just, you know, making this machine work. A lot of people have this machine too. So if you want like a sort of bang for your buck with a Kelso and a wide row, this is gonna be your best bet. And I have to keep these sets early in the session. You guys know this. I've been running this setup for a long time as well because those are my weak points. So, I mean, quite literally, if you look at my arm from the side, bicep is pretty good, brachialis, brachioradialis, getting there. Tricep is just not that big, period. Even if you say the insertion is good, size-wise, it's just not that big. So the tricep does really have to come up for me. So that's why we're gonna keep this how we're doing it early on in the session. And remember, you know, science-based lifting or whatever the term is gonna change a lot over time, but you know, some of the same principles pretty much apply, which is you should be doing the exercises most important to you earliest in the session, the stuff that's not as important later in the session. In general, you try to have a nice mix of isolations and compounds. You don't need to, you know, ramp up the muscle damage if you don't want to. So, you know, deep stretch and everything, probably not your best bet. I mean, these principles don't really change that often. It's really about just biasing a muscle, giving it a lot of love from your central nervous system, from your CNS, and it's pretty much it. I mean, there isn't that much more to it, which is why like science-based lifting on TikTok, Instagram, whatever you want to call it, has kind of died down in the past few months. I mean, my views are down, a lot of people's views are down, and it's not even that I really wanted to be a science-based lifter or whatever, it's just kind of where people categorized me. I mean, there are a lot of things I do just because I like them and because I place emphasis on them and I think they're important to me, even if they're not the most optimal or whatever. So, you know, it's interesting that people put me in that category. I don't necessarily know why they wanted to say I was a science-based lifter or whatnot. I mean, I try to just go with what the evidence says. And I don't think that, you know, some kid in high school that wants to study kinesiology that comes out and starts talking about using a seatbelt on tricep extensions is necessarily wrong for doing that. I think it's fun. I think it adds a nice dimension. It adds a nice layer to this. And as long as you're not claiming to be better than anyone or superior to anyone, or to speak in like total absolutes, I don't really see a problem with it. So I guess that's where I stand, if I stand anywhere in this equation, is that, yeah, I'm not like the biggest evidence-based lifter or whatever, but I definitely like it. I think it's interesting. And there are a lot of people who are a lot smarter than me that really do dive into this and make it their passion. And somehow they still get shit on for it, which I think is weird. So that's just how I feel. And we're gonna do our second set of Kelsos. Again, trying to bring up the traps. These are very important for me. They're a weak point on my physique. So this is something I've been working on for about 6 months now. It's been a while since I really wanted to give my traps some emphasis. So we're gonna come here and we're gonna be good. So tie in and let's do it. Tie in nice and tight. And here we go. Here we go. All right, that was failure, not 0 to 1 RIR, so call it what you will, but that was fun. We're gonna keep going here, all right? So I just went and did some incline and some flat press for the chest, just to bang that out, get that out of the way. Now we got some lat row, lat pull down, whatever you want to call it, high row, high pull down, you can name it whatever you want, but essentially, based on the makeup of the lats, at least, we think that you really can't bias different divisions of them. So as long as you're getting some kind of shoulder extension or some horizontal adduction, pulling the arm into the side, really doesn't matter. You are activating, in a sense, all fibers of the lats. And, you know, maybe there is some slight benefit. We find out one day to doing more shoulder extension versus adduction. Who knows? But at least a lot of the best people in the field right now at least kind of think that, well, you really can't bias different divisions like that. So got 2 plates and 25. Camera battery's about to die, but I appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one.